Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is November 12, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at how to make money on the short squeezes and see what stocks to buy during the short squeeze. So with that, let's jump in and get started. Look, from a general market update perspective, we got S&P 500 rallying nicely. As you can see here, we had a nice uptick last couple of weeks or so, and same story, Dow Jones Industrial Average is partying very nicely, and then you got Nasdaq doing well after getting beaten down, and Russell 2000 small cap names are doing well. Bonds are slightly going higher, mainly because interest rates are coming lower. VIX is trending down, that's what we want to see. And crude oil is coming down, but slightly went higher, which is okay, not too bad. And gold is going well, that's a good story. And dollar index itself is coming down. Dollar coming down will have advantage for the stock market in general. I would not be carried away with this as market is going high too quickly, mainly because Fed is not our friend anymore. Try to buy some put options or put spreads at the top here so that we can make some money as market comes down. Typically, you always can look at option strategies to buy a spread at the top here and sell a spread at the top here and sell a spread at the bottom here, so that way you make money. You kind of constrain the market by selling option spreads on both sides. That's one of my favorite way in this market, because market is really very volatile. All right, so with that, next let's go in and see how we can predict the market. One of my favorite tool to predict the market is TradingView. As you can see here, TradingView.com. It's one of the great website. If you have not looked at this website, I recommend looking at this website here. It's a nice options flow platform, and they got great visuals. That's one of the reason I like it. And the founder, Hyder, he's the founder. Looks like he's got a lot of background around the data and analytics, and he's doing a great job trying to make sense out of the market from a data scientist perspective. So with that, let's jump in and try to predict the market. If you're a day trader, typically I would recommend you to look at option market summary here. Option market summary is a great tool if you're a day trader. Look, the way to read this chart is you got at the bottom here, you got put, what folks are doing, put buying here, and then you got call buying, that's a blue line here or a green line here, and then you got SPY price. As you see here, as you in the morning, as you come into this tool here, the moment you see the divergence between the call net premium and put net premium, that tells you, hey, market is going to rally. You could start buying some call options in SPY. But on the other hand, if the put premium goes higher, call premium goes down, you got to be careful. That's why it's one of the greatest tools if you're day trading. Some of the indices like SPY, SPX, QQQ, this is a great indicator. You can look at this indicator to do day trading, and you could also increase the timeline here. This is the aggregate here. If you want to look at 15 days, 30 days, you could look at the expiration dates, and you could look at the history here. It's you could look at 4 day, 5 day, and so on and so forth to get a feel of this. For example, if I change it to 4 days, as you can see here, somewhere here we got put premium taking over call premium. That tells you market is going to roll over, and you can start buying some put options the moment it happens, crosses over the green line here. So that's why it's one of the great tool for you to start day trading options, mainly the main indices. Then you can look at market DAX here. Market DAX, as many of you know here, this is really to look at the delta. Delta exposure is a great tool to gauge the market and how the market might do tomorrow. So look, it talks about the daily sum of deltas, which is DAX. So as you can see here, we got here a green candle here, or green bar here, and red bar. The moment you see green bar here, that tells you DEX is positive, there is a net delta is positive, and the moment is red here, that tells you net delta is negative. As you see net delta positive, which is green line, that's when you can predict the market might go higher. Look, we had a great day on 11/10, which is Thursday. We got a great day on Friday, and now still delta is positive. That indicates market might open up on Monday on a higher side. And we also have SPY price here, as you can see here. As you see the negative bar here, it tells you, hey, market might open lower. The market opened lower, as you can see here. Just by looking at these green bars, which is positive net delta, and the red bar, which is negative net delta, you can make sense out of the market and plan for your next day and go from there. Typically, as you can see here, momentum is slightly fading down because net delta is coming down, but still it's a positive. That's why you could plan on the positive side or the bullish side on Monday. All right, now let's go into this spreadsheet and look at some of the great stocks where you can expect some short squeeze type situation. What I've done is I've sorted all these stocks by short float here. Look, we got short float right here. All these stocks have got very high short float, as you can see here. At the same time, I also provided insider and institution buying and selling. When you see high insider buying, that's a good sign here. Typically, if you look at those high insider buying stocks here, look, we got Carvana here, very high insider buy. Look what happened. We had a nice stock squeeze, as you can see here. 1 day 18% and 5 day 35%, and so on and so forth. That's why you got to look at multiple data points to make money in the market. Don't always go by the short squeeze or the short interest. Look at multiple things and then go from there. All right, so we got few more columns here. This is sorted by short float, as you can see here. All right, let me go all the way to the right here, and you should also look at the volume. Volume is a great indicator on what stock might do. Look, in case of this little stock called NRBO here, $1.37 stock, market cap is just 1 million. Look what's going on here. Institutions are selling 15%, and the volume is coming down, as you can see here, down 60%. That's why you got to be slightly careful. It's a very small stock here. There may not be too much money to be made unless you're a pure speculator. I would tend to avoid such names here. Also in the options market, this NRBO is not traded too much, very thinly traded, and put call ratio is just 1, as you can see here. But overall looks like a put call from a volume perspective. From an open interest perspective, it's very low. That tells you there's some bullishness here. Unless you are very high speculative type person here, I would avoid stocks like NRBO here, mainly because the volume is drying up, insiders are selling, as you can see here. And as you scan through further down here, look, stock is showing some signs of breathing. It went up on 1 day basis, and look, it's got short interest is going higher still. Look, short interest change is 90.13. Days to cover is very low. That tells you that there may not be enough catalyst for this stock to go higher. So I would avoid such stocks. Liquidity is the king in this market. This is a very small stock here. It went higher slightly, but I would avoid such names here. And we got few more here. We got Blue Apron. Again, look, Blue Apron. Institutions are selling, insiders are selling, but look on the positive side here, volume is going high. If you look at current volume is 242% higher than 10-day average volume and 138% higher than 30-day average volume. As you see here, this is a pretty active in the option market, as you can see here. Not super active, but 172k open interest, 172,000. That tells you slightly active. But as you look to the put call ratio, you can see it's a bearish. A lot of people are buying put options here, on a near term, but on a longer term, from a put call ratio, from a open interest perspective, it tells you it's a slightly bullish, and short ratio is high. Look, borrow rate is around 24%. Folks are still shorting. That's why short change industry interest is positive. This one has got nice short squeeze score. Look, there is a nice 91.65 short squeeze score, and the short squeeze gamma score is 93.94. This is this has got a little more things going on here. You could consider APRN as you look through here, but look, stock is a disaster. Look at the performance, 1 day, 5 day, all negative here. That's why you got to be slightly careful on stocks like this. You have to do a little more analysis. That's where we can go into this TradingView tool and look at the option volume. So you could go into TradingView here and look at the option volume here. So let's do one thing. Let's look at option volume here and go from there. I would go into option right here, go to the live option flow here and see what's going on here. All right, let's go to live option flow here and let's give it a minute. All right, so it's coming up here. We could bring up our stock here, which is APRN. Look, APRN perspective, we got a live option from TradingView.com, one of my favorite tool here. What it's telling me is really on Friday here, toward the close of the market, around 1456 or 256, we got a bearish option flow here. Looks like there's a put going on here. Probably it's a put buying because it's around the it's on the ask side here. Folks are buying put at the strike price of 5, and they're putting around $77,000 into this trade. That tells you somebody is bearish on this stock. That's why they're buying some put at the ask by paying some high money. It's again sweep here. They want to buy this no matter what, through sweep across the various exchanges here. That's why there's a bearish one. At the same time, you got some bullish sweeps also going on here. Look, we got a few bullish sweeps here. All these are bullish here. Again, a little before the previous one here. This tells you there's a dead heat going on. There's a big bearish trade. And look, we got a couple of these bullish trade which are slightly lower. But that's why this tells you this is a little bit dead heat type scenario here. Even though we got a big red, a big red 77k put buying going on. At the same time, there is a lot of put selling going on, which is a bullish strategy at the strike price 2 and 2.5, when the stock price is much lower, around 120 or so. That's why I think there's some positiveness to this one here, and you could take a look at this one here. And also, if you look at my favorite charting platform, which is TradingView.com, and bring up Blue Apron here, look what's going on here right now. If you look at the lazy bear indicator, look, it's still turning negative here on a hourly chart. As you can see, I got 1 hour chart here, and on a daily chart here, is trying to see where to go here. There is some positiveness here, so a little bit too early here. You could, if you're a speculator, you could open some small position here, but slightly early. It did not start squeeze yet. That's why if you're a speculator, you could buy here. Look, from a chart perspective, there is probably it can go above this support level, about $2 or so here. That's why there is some bullishness here. All right, let's go back and look at a few more here. You got a few more going on here. We got MSTR micro strategy. with all this Bitcoin saga, FTX announcing bankruptcy, this stock really came down big time here. Look what's going on. We got MSTR, which is a Bitcoin play, and look, we got volume has picked up a lot. As you can see here, volume is more than current volume is more than 10-day average, 30-day average, and so on and so forth. Here stock is getting weaker. Look at the RSI. The moment you see RSI 14 versus RSI 7, it's trending lower. That means folks are selling this. That's what's going on here in MicroStrategy. And look, stock has come down big time. Put call ratio from a volume perspective, look, it's 3. That tells you folks are squarely bearish, very high bearish here. Even if you look at the put call ratio from an open interest perspective, still bearish. Unless you're a Bitcoin bull, I would stay away. But if you are a Bitcoin bull, you could speculate on this MSTR here. Given stock got clobbered, look at stock here. It's trying to improve in 1 day here, but it's got sold off big time, as you can see here. And normally, because many of you are speculators, otherwise you'll not be in this channel here. Right now it could be okay to jump into MSTR here, take a position in this here. Given stock is down big time with all this FTX saga, there is a lot of negative press. That's why at this time it may be okay to slowly start building some position here on MSTR. And if you are a options person here, you could really do some call spread. Right now stock price is 175. You could play some call spread here. You could do, if you're a conservative, 170, 180 call spread. You could buy maybe say 30 days out, 60 days out or so. If you're even highly aggressively bullish, you could do 175, 180. You could buy that call spread and go from there. And as you see here, if I go right here, look, MSTR, we got MSTR right here, as you can see here. This one is pretty active, not super active, but pretty active in the options market, as you can see here, of 172,000 open interest here. And this got look, short squeeze, score is 92. That tells you this can go higher. This is a very volatile stock here. This can go higher. All right, let's go into TradingView here and see what's going on from the options live volume perspective for this one here, which is MSTR. All right, look, MSTR MicroStrategy. Look, overall flow is bearish. Net premium is negative at this time. Call versus put perspective, look, it's 23.53% here. And buy sell, buys versus sell, we got here various statistics here. But as you can see here, look, we got a sweep going on here. Folks are buying this sweep. They're actually selling the put. As you can see here, current stock price, which is spot, is 175. They're selling put at 149. That tells you folks are bullish on this. They're getting some nice premium here, 81K. And then we got one more here. This one is bearish, as you can see here. This one is at strike price 80, as you can see here. Looks like somebody's really buying this here. It's again sweep. And look, from a premium perspective, high premium, as you can see here. Right now, from a volume perspective, from an options flow perspective, this is squarely negative, as you can see here, with overall flow bearish. And you could do a little more research into it by looking at options ticker. I could go into the options here and bring up this stock here. All right, let's go into options here and bring up the stock, which is MSTR here. Look, MSTR. All right, so as you bring up MSTR here, you could look at the net flow. I would typically look at the net flow here. It gives you a net good indicator. Look, we got a historical net premium perspective. We got some put premium here, and look, still we got folks buying put. A lot of put premium here, and look from a trend perspective, trend is negative as you can see here. And look from a net flow perspective, we got here put is tapering down as you can see here. This is the put premium, and you got call premium all the way down, and you got here net flow, which is right here in white here. Net flow is going higher mainly because there is some put buying here, but as you can see here, put buying is tapering down here, and call buying is also kind of plateauing here. That tells you could be okay to slowly buy some buy some micro strategy here. You could also change here and look at maybe say 1 week or 5 day here to get a good idea here. Look what's going on a 5-day basis here. Look, MSTR net put the premium perspective, put premiums are going higher. That's the bearish premium. Bullish premium is going down. Net flow is trying to increase as you can see here. This is the time here. Look, we got 11.8 here. This around 11.8, which is when this FTX saga broke down here. We got here put kind of took over here, start going higher. So that's a good indication for you to really start buying some put options and make some money off of this MSTR. All right, let's go back here. You could also look at the chart very quickly here. We got MSTR. Could bring up MSTR here. Look from a MSTR perspective. Look what's going on. It's really going down big time here. Look, we got a 1 hour chart here going down. Slightly some positive at the end here. As you can see here, there is some good sign this might improve. Look in a daily chart here, complete train wreck as you can see here. That's why I see there may be some if you see this chart here, lazy bear squeeze chart here, we have started seeing some green bars here. That tells you situation might be improving here. That's why you could if you're a speculator, you could bet on the positive side or the bullish side here. All right, let's look at a few more here. We got MS Beyond Meat here. Beyond Meat, as you can see here, insiders are selling here, institutions are selling, and as you look through here, we got put call ratio here. We got put call ratio from the volume perspective negative, put call ratio from an open interest perspective again negative here. Volume is picking up as you can see. Where am I? I'm right here in the Beyond Meat right now. If you look at the Beyond Meat here, look, put call ratio is negative as you can see here. And look, we got RSI. RSI is getting weaker. That tells you this stock is getting sold off big time. Volume is increasing. That's why you got to be slightly careful here. And Beyond Meat perspective, as you scan through here, we got squeeze score, which is pretty high as you can see here. We got short squeeze score 87. There's a chance it can increase. Stock can go higher, but gamma squeeze score is lower. Typically I would love to see higher gamma squeeze score like blue apron here before I start putting some of my money here. But on the positive side here, look, it started squeezing as you can see here. Beyond Meat is very difficult stock to own, as many of you know here, mainly because it's got a lot of challenges around the supply chain here, but looks like stock is slowly squeezing as you can see here. All right, so we got a few more going on here. We got Bed Bath and Beyond and so on and so forth. What we'll do is we'll also just filter this here and look at a few things where we can make some money here. I will go here and put a filter, auto filter. It's already on. I would say at this time I want to look at a very high squeeze score here. I will say short squeeze score, say more than say greater than 70 here, so that way I get some of these high short squeeze score here. And if you're into options here, you could also say gamma squeeze. I will say gamma squeeze score also more than 70 here, so that way we can look at some of these high short squeeze and gamma squeeze score candidates here. All right, so we got our criteria here. We got high short squeeze score and high gamma squeeze score. You could look at this short list here. Look, we got nice short list here, and look at some positive indications like Carvana. There is some insider buying, which is a catalyst. We got IMUX, there's some good catalyst here. We got AVYA, nice catalyst here, and we got Blue, again a good catalyst. You could look at such candidates here, and then you could look at what stocks are slightly going higher. Look, Blue Apron, you got to be speculator here. You could slowly start building a position against the normal trend here. It's coming down big time, but if you're a speculator, start building a position here, mainly because you got high short squeeze score as well as high gamma squeeze score. Looks like short interest is still increasing here, but you could slowly start building a position here. Then we got BBBY. Look, it's trying to go higher here. You could start building some position in BBBY also. And we got Carvana here. Carvana is getting so strong, as you can see here. At this time, probably I will wait slightly here before I jump in here, let it cool off here. On the other hand, VTNR, this is has been doing pretty well, as you can see here. You could look at candidates like VTNR here. Look, it's slightly going higher. If you're a conservative type person, you could wait slightly, given it's gone up so much here. And we got here NKLA, Nikola here. Nikola is slightly going higher. I think you could jump into this bandwagon here and go from there. And we got a few more here. You could take a look at this list here. High short squeeze score, high gamma squeeze score, as you can see here. And many of these stocks are partying because in the option market, these are very active. If the stock has gone up so much here, then you could wait slightly. But if the stock is has not gone up to so much, you can slowly start building a position, and you could understand those details just by looking at the RSI. RSI is 14-day versus RSI is 7-day. If it is super hot, then I would not go behind it. Like, look, Carvana here. Carvana, you could still go behind it. RSI is still 48 and 52. But if the RSI goes above, say, 70 or 60, like ASTS and Blue, you could just wait slightly. Don't jump in right away. Wait slightly. So I would use this as a short list here and look at the short squeeze candidate and make some money. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.